Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Serath deck and guide. I am Sylphin. If you want to check out the deck, then head on over to the end of the videos. That's where we'll look into it more carefully. So ladies and gentlemen, I personally think Serath is a jungler, simply because you can get the farm a little bit more reliably in the jungle than in the solo lane. You know, in the duo lane, as a melee carry, it's really tough to get anything going. So I'm gonna have to suggest that you go for the jungle, because you can farm much more reliably and get going. And when you do gank, you just need to rely on your laners a little bit more than other junglers do, as they have more stronger forms of CC. The first ability you're seeing here is Heaven's Fury. What happens is Serath projects herself onto enemy heroes in a targeted area, and she strikes them with her righteous hammer. It's really quite cool. And what also happens is that it applies all on hit effects. So lifesteal works on that, slows works on that. I do believe Trapper works on that as well. It's really powerful, and you, more importantly, you're granted immunity to everything that happens for the duration of the stun, so, or of the duration of the ability. So the more things in that area, the longer you are in that invulnerable state. And that's really important, because you can mitigate so many things. You can mitigate hard-hitting abilities, you can mitigate stuns with it. It's really powerful that you learn to use Serath's Heresy, her Heaven's Fury, sorry, her Q, really at the appropriate time to mitigate stuns, etc. The second ability that we're going for is our right click, and it's really powerful. Chastise. It's an AoE wedge in front of her that deals ability damage and slows the enemy. Very powerful. That works really well. I'm going to use it here. Unfortunately, you saw me miss it there, and there's the stun. Unfortunately, not going to work, and the oh, that's unfortunate, as the Shinbi wanted to take that out. So it is a slow, and with some ability damage as well. Really need to utilize that that slow at the appropriate time. There, I used it too early. I used the slow way too early, as I should have saved it for when I was actually chasing that Bellica. Definitely would have killed her at that point. The next ability you saw me use was Ascend. What happens is when you press the button, Serath flies into the air and can hover there for about a second or second and a half. Then you confirm a target location to drop down to the ground, dealing damage in that area, and obviously traversing terrain. It's really quite powerful, powerful ability, and you need to use it. You need to use it appropriately. You can absolutely use it at key moments to do pretty fantastic things. And as you can see here, that Bellica is 100% dead there. Ascend, you can get over terrain. So for example, this little area here, you can use that. You can use Ascend to get over that. It's really cool. And unfortunately, I do have the black buff, so I will be able to see this Kalari. Unfortunately, it does get away. Rats. One of the best cards for Serath here in the jungle in this early game is Veil Stepper. Power, health regen, basic armor gives Serath exactly what she needs. A little bit of sustain so that she can stay healthy in the jungle, and also that fantastic passive to grant to gain stealth as you come out. So here, this Bellica is 100% dead here, as I'm going to go over here. Oh my goodness, nicely done for the Muriel shield there. So I'm trying to use that green buff to explode and kill that Bellica. Unfortunately, we don't get that. Her ultimate is absolutely fantastic. What happens is Serath, she becomes evil. The demonic side of her comes out, and in an AoE around her, enemies take 10% weakness and burn for 3 seconds. Weakness reduces the damage that those enemies deal, and they start burning. What also happens is that it adds 10% weakness and 30% ability damage burn with your other abilities as well. So other abilities that you use on enemies apply that weakness and burn. So it's very important that you spread your abilities out, maybe even on multiple targets. Don't necessarily try to do that too much. And you will find that Serath can do pretty crazy things with this ultimate. What also happens is 10% bonus basic damage happens when you hit targets that are burning. So people that are burning not only deal less damage, but you deal more damage to them with your basic attack. So it's very powerful that you use it at the appropriate time on particular enemies, and make sure to kill people when it, because boy, it's tremendous. Now in engagements, you gotta be careful that you don't kind of overextend too much. I'm being fairly aggressive here, but we're gonna have to see here if we can do stuff. I'm pretty confident that we can take this down here, but you have to be kind of careful. You can't be too aggressive when you are in here, and we're gonna see here exactly what we can do. And there you go. There is a good double kill for us there in this lane. And Serath, she's a carry. She's squishy, but with her Q and vulnerability, with her mobility with Ascend, you know what? She is she's quite the force to be reckoned with, and she's like very high skill cap. If you can utilize all of Serath's kit, you know what? The potential really is there to do a lot. Now we have Heavy Hitter, one of the biggest damage dealing abilities or cards in the game, and it's pretty darn monstrous. It does so much damage, and on Serath, who is a carry, and you know what? Dealing that damage is very important. So we have a Heavy Hitter now, increasing all basic damage by 15% and giving us a good amount of power. It can really do quite a bit. So as a carry, your tremendous amount of damage can absolutely be best utilized on squishy targets. And that's gonna be who I'm gonna try to focus on here. So let's see if we can get a squishy target here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right onto this Bellica here. She's gonna try to stun me. I'm gonna try to get over here, and yeah, she is dead. Not much she's going to be able to do here. Going to do this here. Make sure to use your Q, your Q ability on lots of targets, as many targets as you can, because we do have lifesteal in this deck, meaning that if we can get a lot of people with our Q in our Q deal that damage, it's going to be able to do quite a bit. So let's try to see if I can grant vision for our team here with our Veil Stepper, but no, unfortunately we can't. So there you guys go. You gotta be aggressive, know when you can trade into enemies, but other times you gotta play really safe because you are a carry. One of the best cards on Serath is Overflowing Feast passive on Vampiric Blade. What happens is for 3 seconds you can gain 150% health lifesteal, meaning that all this damage we deal, we get 1.5 times that. Sorry, 2.5 times that damage back as health. It's insane what you can do with that. Use it at the appropriate time after you've used all of your damage mitigation and sneakiness. You can pop that and get full health. It's insane what you are able to do with Vampiric Blade. And now that we have it, and a whole bunch of other cards, we're going to really try to wreak some havoc here. And I think that's what I'm going to try to do here. Oh, and they're coming for me, so we're going to have to be really careful here. But no, that's okay. We are a-okay, as we are Serath here. We're going to use this. I'm going to pop my Vampiric Blade. I'm going to try to slow him down. As you can see, the healing is monstrous. And you guys have to remember that that healing is applied on your Q. So you can actually absolutely go to town on an enemy, but why can't I see him with my Q? Or, oh boy. So there you guys go. Another great thing that I love about Serath is the fact that her Q can mitigate, because it's immunity, her Q can mitigate things like that Wraith's back it up that you saw there, which was totally mitigated at the perfect time to get that kill. So, and then once you are just low health, you can go back to hitting some minions to use that 20% lifesteal we have to great effect. And here is the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Demolitionist helps you clear that jungle super duper fast. Absolutely, you need a Nitro Boost. Fantastic card to follow people and keep stuck onto your targets. Gain 20% movement speed for 3 seconds. A card you should always be coming back to. Blitz Rush is a unique option, as it kind of curves, not really into red zone if you really want to be crazy about it. Absolutely could switch out Blitz Rush for something like Sand Speeder, could be a good option, but it is there. Guard Piercer, it makes Serath's damage really penetrate, and that's why it has that penetration on it. It deals a phenomenal amount of damage. It is a huge power spike in the early game. Overclock Droid is another option if you're kind of feeling risky about it. Great, gets you movement speed and attack speed, but you take more damage. Has more stats than Nitro Boost. Is absolutely an option. Veil Stepper, though, absolutely hands down a card that you absolutely should get. That health regen, basic armor works wonders in the jungle, and the Shadow Plane passive is phenomenal for ganking. Heavy Hitter is simply the biggest DPS increase in the game as a carry. Get it. Besides OPD Militia, absolutely get Heavy Hitter. Woundseeker is another option that you can throw in there for damage along the way. Absolutely great transition card, but deals tremendous damage with it as well. Deathcrawler is not meant for this deck, so I would absolutely go for Pressure Hunter instead if they have 3 really high vitality heroes on the enemy team. Get Pressure Hunter for sure. Shadow Golem is phenomenal. Power attack speed and getting the chance to crit with your basic attacks makes you absolutely delete people in the blink of an eye. Vampiric Blade is so good on Serath. Using that appropriately with the 10% lifesteal and that active, you can just 1v2, 1v3, 1v4 even. It's insane. Red Zone is here as a crazy endgame option with her invulnerability. She does have the opportunity to do some pretty crazy things with Red Zone, especially if she gets good ganks, but absolutely you can toss that card out for something else like Sand Speeder. You can actually get Possessed Spryken if you want, especially if you want to take Serath in the solo lane. I would definitely go for Possessed Spryken, but then leave Red Zone so you can go Possessed Spryken, Red Zone, and something perhaps like Vampiric Blade or maybe Shadow Golem on top of that. That's kind of what I would do. Keep Red Zone if you're going for Possessed Spryken, just so you can scale into the very late game. There you guys go. The decks here, improved killing blows, just so you can really keep that get going in the economy department in the early game. Ruthless, so you deal more damage on enemy heroes the more you hit them. Lifesteal, so you can have that tremendous sustain as melee carry, pretty much mandatory. Piercing basic, so you deal even more damage and ignore even more of the armor. Critical hits, so that can compound with Shadow Golem for tremendous damage. We have healing towers, which should be jungle lifesteal. Was a little bit of a boo-boo there. Or quick exit. I would actually probably go for quick exit, as you don't really need jungle lifesteal for too long. I would go for quick exit, and that is it. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think of Serath and this deck and guide. Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, guys. Of course, subscribe. If you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and that bell notification in order to be notified of when new content comes out, because I would really like to help you out. Check the video description for links to my website, merchandise store, and Amazon affiliate link, as well as on my social media right here. Huge shout out, huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, Twitch subscribers, and my YouTube sponsors going out of the way to make these videos possible. Till next time, like always, guys, stay optimistic and positive.